I wanted to go through some tips and tricks if you decide to purchase any one of our cutouts by using this St. Patty's farm truck. I started by removing all the pieces, and I'm going to use painter's tape to put all the tiny pieces on. And I'm going to space them out enough so that I can paint each one individually. I'm going to use this dabber from the Dollar Tree, and you want to put a very little bit of paint. How I do this is I load and I unload on a paper plate until my foam dabber is very dry. This is going to keep me from having globs of paint and too much that's going to ooze over the sides of the truck, and it just keeps everything flowing with no brush marks. I try to do all my pieces by color. I don't do this perfectly, but I started with the black truck, which is the base. Then I'm going to go to smoky quartz on the bumper using the same technique of loading and unloading till I have a very dry dabber. I'm going to do the tail lights and the mirrors with the smoky quartz. I'm going to take my Republic Red and use the tail light. And then I'm going to use white and cover it in the Irish and the license plate that says Lucky. And I'm also going to use the rail on the back of the truck in the white. Many of these pieces may need a second coat, and make sure you do so. I did the black on that other small piece of wood, and now I'm going in with Joshua Tree, again using a very little bit amount of paint on these dabbers. It goes on so much nicer. And I'm going to do all the small clovers. The larger clover, after I give all these a second coat, I'm going to use dried thyme, which has that little bit of Joshua Tree still on the dabber. I wanted to do kind of an ombre look on my word Irish, so I did the Joshua Tree along the edges and then went back in with a very little bit of white and kind of blending it all in. I'm taking a small dabber and using some black paint and just going around the edges of some of my items. Again, very, very dry, these dabbers are. There's no excess paint on them at all. I had to finish this one piece in the black. And then I'm going to go in with chocolate and go all over the license plate that says Lucky and wipe it back with a baby wipe. And it's going to kind of give me a stained look. And I'm going to do the same thing on this truck rail that goes in the back of the pickup truck. A little bit of chocolate. Then I'm going to take a toothbrush and splatter some white paint all over my items. And then I'm going to go in and do my dots. And I'm just going to do these randomly in places. And it's just going to add interest to my project. It's supposed to represent highlighted areas. You guys see me do lines on a lot of my projects. And in this case, I'm going to use dots. I'm going to do a couple zigzag lines on the tires. And I'm going to do polka dots on that main large center clover. I'm going to go around my bumper with that dry dabber, and I'm going to use Stick Fast. This is a glue that I've been using. I've been enjoying it. It's kind of like an instant glue, very light. It doesn't bleed through, and you don't need a lot. It reminds me of Crazy Glue. I use a paintbrush. I just brush it on, and then I'm going to start adding my pieces one by one. This truck comes with a full set. You can find that at chalk@fancy.com, along with our paint products by Wise Owl at chalk@fancy.com. We will have the glue in our Amazon store. If anybody's interested, we can tag you a link to that. You need a very little bit. I have a few more pieces and I'll be finished with the gluing. At this point, I like to spray everything with a top coat, and once that dries, I'm just going to add my truck to my stand. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. For other tutorials, go check us out on YouTube. You can now watch all our videos at chalkitupfancy.com for any paint products, tissue paper transfers, mesh stencils, and now our cutouts, chalkitupfancy.com. Thank you so much.